Have you ever been alone and realized how peaceful it is to not have to deal with anything or anyone? But in that peace lies the darkness, and in solitude lies self-destruction.
What's going on? My name is Phil Hernandez, and today I am with.
Kraven from the old-man black metal band Desolate Isolation.
What drives you to do what you do as a musician?
Well, as long as I can remember, music's been an important part of my life. Metal music in particular has been important to me since I saw, I remember I was like in my freshman year of high school and I saw Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie live, and that was like my first like setting where I saw like music performed live, and like the moment I saw them on that stage I realized like that's what I wanted to do with my life. So that's kind of what drives me. Yeah.
So from what I understand, we spoke and you play guitar, drums, bass. Like, how did you go about that?
I've been doing vocals for 4 years, so since I was 14. I've played in several local bands over the years, and I've always had an interest in guitar since I was 13, but it was kind of like an on and off thing where I never played it seriously. And when I wrote my first song by myself called A Lost and True Existence, I started with guitar on that song, and by then I had already had like 2 years of drumming under my belt, and I wrote that song when I was 17. So I had like 2 years of drumming, several years of guitar, and several years of vocals. So I started with guitar on that song. Then what I did for the drums for that song was I played them on my kit first, and then I programmed them because I didn't have the recording equipment at the time. And then I borrowed my friend's bass, and I played basically the root notes of what I was playing for guitar. So that's kind of how I figured out how to play bass. So like it was kind of like I dabbled in all the instruments over my years as a musician, and like when I wrote that first song is when like I first like started putting all the skills together like in a serious manner, and actually like seeing how playing each instrument works together in an entire like song set.
Now, was it like difficult for you to like have to take time to learn each and every instrument? Like you have to stop one instrument now to learn something else.
I never really stopped. The way I learned how to like refine each instrument was songwriting. Like I learned through playing, especially with guitar, and my drumming and the guitar skills kind of like grew at the same pace because I have a drum set in my room and I have guitars around me always. So I kind of like played them every day, like covering songs or writing songs. And the bass, my skills with bass kind of just like went hand in hand with playing guitar. Like not to say bass is an easy instrument because there's a right way and a wrong way to do it, but it definitely makes it easier to transition into playing bass guitar when you have a background in guitar and vice versa.
So, and you played several shows. I know you got one coming up in June in Staten Island. So, you know, tell me about some of your past experiences with live shows.
Well, with this band, they haven't particularly been the best. I remember our first show, I had a very talented individual on drums who's been playing drums for a few years, and he was a jazz musician. And I remember the night before the show, we had rehearsed, and everything was literally like so solid. All the samples were played at the right time. We were in sync, and I was so excited for the show. I was like, we're gonna kill this dude. And I remember that the next day we didn't. And like the people who saw the show, like they said it was all right, and they said that they kind of liked it. But like when you as a musician know that you didn't like do your best, and like when you're playing a show, people pay to see you. So there's like this responsibility that hangs above your head.
Right.
So when you know you didn't put on the show that you could have put, it's kind of like you disappointed yourself as well as the audience. You know what I'm saying? So like my first show experience with this band wasn't the best. The second one was a lot better, but there's definitely like there's still aiming for that like perfect live show that hopefully we have by the time we play this next show. But yeah, so my experiences with playing shows has been kind of like humbling. It's like you can plan as much as you want for things and practice as much as you can, but when it comes down to it, sometimes unexpected things will happen, and you just have to know how to like roll with the punches and deal with it.
So you're planning on staying local, or you're trying to hit like big stage? You know,
like my goal with Desolate Isolation has always kind of just been like using it as a platform to like express myself. Like I couldn't care less like if we always played like a local New York City show once in a while, as long as we played like a show once in a while. But like to play shows worldwide, that would be great. But like that's like in a distant future. My goal with this band isn't to like get famous or to have my music listened to by everybody. It's just like I just said, like it's a platform of expression. I just want to put my music out there, you know, and just like show people.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. I was gonna ask, you know, I would like to ask this to everybody. You know, there's a lot of musicians out there that do what they do, and they do it because some want to get famous, and that's all they care about. Making money, you know, just being this big, you know, star, you know. And then you got some people that they do it because it's a passion. They love what they do, you know. Yeah, and it seems like that's what you like doing.
Yeah.
Passion. I love doing what I do because that's what I like doing, you know. Like it's not about, it's not about like the whole fame, the luxury and all that.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what people they don't.
They get it twisted.
Yeah, they get it
like
twisted.
A lot of people see the rock star lifestyle, and that's what they aim for, and they forget to like work on their music. And you know, for me, like I said previously, I could care less if I just played like local shows for the rest of my life, or if I just like made music for the rest of my life. I have a goal in mind that I would like to tour at least once in my life, whether it's with this project or with another one. But you know, I enjoy making music and using, because I do struggle with depression and anxiety and all these feelings that we all struggle with from day to day. And we all have to find a way to not let those feelings consume us. And for me, music is that. I enjoy using music as an outlet for those feelings. So yeah, it's more of a passion than the same thing.
And you said you said earlier that you went to go see, what was it, Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie.
13.
Now, was that your influence?
Yeah, as I grew older, I discovered more genres in metal, like thrash metal, death metal, brutal slam, bands like Crania, Angel Maker, and stuff like that. But then I discovered black metal, and that's when I was like, oh wow, that's what I want to do. I discovered bands like fucking Dark Throne, Mayhem. I discovered bands like Disaster and Leviathan, and those bands kind of like, with black metal, it's that sound of like despair and that atmosphere, and that's what I like to enjoy about the genre so much, that we want to be a part of it and create it.
So, I've heard some of your songs, and I personally like one. It's just that intro. I don't know why. It's just that clean intro, but you recorded songs. You know, tell us a little bit about the recording process or whatnot.
So, the first album that I put out for this band is called Reach Into the Dark. That recording process was kind of like a 5 to 6 month thing. The album was put out on a record label in the Ukraine called Depressive Illusions Records. And the recording process for that was kind of like, it was somewhat frustrating with recording. Musicians always have like a love-hate relationship with it because I'm not sure how other people record, but when I sit down to record, I always start with a guitar riff and a metronome. And when I record music, I usually have like a part of a song, and I'll sit down to the metronome, and as I play, the rest of the song kind of like writes itself. It happens like naturally for me, which is like a reason recently that I've been having a problem with writer's block, because I'll sit down and nothing will come out. I'll talk about that later, but like the music kind of flows naturally, and I start with guitar when I'm recording, and then I do drums and I do bass. I see if it needs any piano or synth, and then after the instrumental is done, I'll write the lyrics and I'll do vocals. But when I actually sit down to record and start with the guitar, it's a very tedious process that sometimes makes you want to like quit. Like I'll be sitting there, I'll try to get a part down, or I'll get one track down and then trying to do the other side and trying to make sure they match up and there's no mistakes. And playing to a metronome doesn't allow for mistakes. You can hear where you're off time or where you mess up. And sometimes I have to like take a break, drink some water, come back, and you'll want to quit. You want to throw your instrument away. But at the end of the day, recording makes you a better musician because like you see where your mistakes are and it improves your playing. You're trying to do it most of the time, instrument by instrument, and one take. So, like I said, with me, it's a love-hate relationship with recording. The process isn't easy, but at the end, at the end, that feeling of achievement that you get, that feeling that you made something, is well worth it.
Yeah, definitely. So you have a few songs out. You have a page out. You also got the band's Facebook, Bandcamp. If I'm correct, a few videos on YouTube. You know, so what's coming for the future? You know, what you've been working on?
Currently, we have a show in June of this year, which is 2016, and then I was thinking about doing something in the summer, maybe like a little thing in the tri-state area, because I'm based in New York, so like maybe a thing where we hit Philadelphia, Connecticut, New Jersey, but that's still like in the air. But I know that I have some ideas for the next like full length. I already like have a concept for it and such. The name of it is going to be Wasteland of, and like the whole point of the album is like it can almost be like a double-sided album where you have this idea of like duality. Like some of the songs are like called Wasteland of Beginning, Wasteland of End, Wasteland of Light, Wasteland of Dark, Wasteland of Hope, Wasteland of Pain. You know, like this whole like idea of like a duality in the music. And I'm hoping that the instrumentals reflect that. But at the moment, I'm trying to see if I want to change the tuning that I play in, or like how the words pan out. So that album is still very much in the air. But like that's just the idea of the future for it.
Okay, no. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, like you explained the songs, you explained the future. The pages are up. If you want to check them out, check them out. You know, he got awesome music up. Thanks for watching. Once again, my name is Phil Fernandez, and this is
Kraven from the black metal band Desolate Isolation, and you can check out all my stuff on Bandcamp. All of it's free, and if you take time out of your day to listen to my music, I'm eternally thankful.
Yeah, so check it out before I come check you out.